Hello, this is Cuckoo. I'm at Superbooth 2025, and as a tradition, I'm opening up my coverage with meeting with Bastl instruments. We're out in the woods. Hello.
Yeah, such a lovely idea.
Thank
It's
you.
great. We have like the birds and the kick drum.
Birds and kick drums and stuff here. You just introduced a whole new array of.
Yeah.
It's not all. Is it all new here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
basically.
new, all of
Yeah,
them,
yeah, yeah.
except for the mixer.
The mixer has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out Bastl's introduction of their new Kastle 2 series instruments, you should check it out now and enjoy it, because it's so lovely what you did.
Yeah, we're just had fun getting costumes, running in the woods. That was fun. Yeah, I mean, I've been reading a lot of fantasy books recently, and it's a good comfort place for me right now. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
I'm actually reading a fantasy book just now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? You know, I'm so into it, I forgot the title. God Killer or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the Song of Ice and Fire books, the Game of Thrones series right now. So dragons and fire magic. Love that.
So what are these? Tell me a bit about what you've been up to.
Yeah, so we've got like two different ones. They actually are the same hardware. So if you have one, you can also upload the firmware from the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Like with the modular modules.
with the pizza, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have two complete softwares for it, and also like faceplates. So the first one we did is the FX Wizard. So this is sort of like a patchable modular synth effect. So this has like 9 different effects that you can like modulate and like also jump through. It's really nice for experimental stuff. And now recently we introduced the Waveboard, which is a stereo sample player. It's not a sampler, it doesn't record sounds, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, these boxes are like this like little island that you kind of zoom in, and it's I think they're like inspiration machines. I would like say what they are, and yeah, they just like keep surprising you with new things. It's not like this. Yeah, it's a sampler, but like it doesn't have many buttons. Like you kind of like discover the rhythms, discover the melodies, rather than like programming them in. And I think there is beauty in that too.
Yeah. And like with certain types of modular instruments, or maybe most modular instruments, you need you don't need to, but it's a good thing to kind of shift your mindset a little bit and be open to other ways of exploring musical expressions, like, and how you arrive at a musical experience that you're interested in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we've been like doing Eurorec for like a long time, and the Kastle, also the first Kastle, was basically a way how we could make this like really affordable and for anyone to like experience that like sensation of like discovering music through patching and like modulation discovery. And I think with this one we really like pushed it even further. It runs on batteries or USB, and it sounds great. So
yeah, let's show him what it sounds like. Yeah.
So we've got like little fantasy intro on this one running. So maybe
I'll stand up.
Yeah. So maybe I can like start from scratch.
Yeah.
So there is like 3 main knobs. They have these white birds, woodpeckers on them. And with the sample knob, you select different samples. Then you have a pitch. There's a bit of a delay.
And where are the samples stored?
So they're stored inside a chip, so you can also put your own samples on it. So by default, there is 8 samples distributed on the sample knob, and then there is bunch of banks. So when you press the bank button, the color here changes, and that's how you browse your banks of samples.
How many banks are there?
It really depends how many you want and how many samples fit in. So there is like sample time limit, which is around 90 seconds.
In total?
In total.
Yeah.
So like there is a limit, but I think it's good to have limits in some way. But yeah, it's not as limiting as I originally thought it would be. So yeah, let's. So you can trigger like this, or
and you
can,
see these little patch cables here. It's a standard, right? What are these cables called?
I think jumper wires.
Yeah.
They're like mostly used for like prototyping on a breadboard.
Yeah.
So if you, and they're really cheap. You can actually just take a piece of wire and it would work with this patch bay.
Yeah.
So it's like the cheapest way to do like modular, really.
Yeah.
And then like bunch of different companies have adapted this. So there's like Micro Rack and the AE modular. Also the Volca modular used this.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, we were one of the first ones to do it with the BitRanger and the Kastle. What was it, 2015?
So what are you doing now? It's like pattern gate into trig?
Yeah, so gate is sort of like your rhythm generator, and I'm batching it into trig, so that's triggering the samples.
Yeah.
And I can select different samples with the knob. Or I can take maybe my CV generator and modulate how I'm going through the samples with voltage.
Is the CV generator kind of an LFO or something like that?
So you've got two. So you have an LFO.
Yeah.
That one's here.
Yeah.
So this is now selecting the samples with a triangle LFO.
Yeah.
And this is really fun for doing more like a off-grid type of beats, because it doesn't like hit on the grid.
So it's selecting samples even as it's playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's not like before it triggers.
Yeah.
It's continuous.
Yeah. So as soon as the LFO reaches certain point to change the sample, it triggers it also.
Yeah.
So and that makes like really nice off-grid beats, and you can like really dial in very specific grooves.
Yeah.
So there is a groove to this, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, and then modulated the pitch.
Yeah.
It's already doing stuff. It's fun.
I mean, it's so simple right now, but just having this, it kind of challenges your brain to find the music in this. And once you zone in, you find the music.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And you really discover it.
Yeah.
So like you can do like, just shift the sample knob a little bit.
Yeah, and it's totally...
It's still like the same like rhythm structure, still maybe the same like melodic structure, but the samples shift around.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, so you have these 8 samples, but you kind of rotate, you know, you kind of do this in a way. And and like, yeah, I have this thing with samplers, or in general, like when there is a list of like named samples, my brain just like switches off. It feels like making taxes for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like really happy just to like, you know,
just explore,
to like relate to like samples as a knob position, more as a list of things. And then there is also the banks. So if I just like change the color, it's like completely new set of samples.
Yeah. can the bank also be modulated?
Yeah, so I just take the CV maybe, patch it into the bank, and now the colors are changing.
Yeah.
And like now it's kind of like there is so many ways how you can browse through those samples.
Yeah,
It's almost infinite. So
Wow.
so then there is the length knob, so you can shorten the samples. So they're the shortest in the middle, right?
Nice.
And then you can also reverse
Yeah.
when you go to the left. So this is like a reversed and attack envelope, and this is decay.
Yeah.
It's like really nice for transitions to go like, and then go back to the thing. Yeah.
Is there like a main tempo knob or something like that?
Yeah. So you have like 2 layers.
Yeah.
So the main layer you just tweak the knobs, and then when you hold shift, there is the second layer. So on this
shiny-
knob you have the tempo, so you can make it faster, or you can also like tap the tempo, like this.
Yeah. And the tempo affects the pattern.
Yeah, the
But not
pattern
the
generator.
LFO.
So the LFO, let's slow it down, this is a bit of a mess. So the LFO has this like knob that sets the speed, and if it's in the middle, it's the slowest, and if you go to the left, it's synced. So it's like divisions of tempo.
Oh, cool.
And if you go to the right, it's like free running.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot happening on just like one knob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's dial in something fun. I'm gonna fish.
So now we're capturing gate signals just straight from the tempo.
So on the gate output you actually can have different like rhythm patterns.
Yeah.
And you can actually edit them. There is this editor where you load the samples.
Oh,
And you can also like edit the rhythms. So if you hold shift and tweak this knob, you can load a different rhythm.
How many slots are there?
From 3 to up to 32.
Oh,
so
cool.
if you just want like 5, it's fine. If you want like all 32, it's gonna be harder to like find them exactly. But
You could go from anything minimalistic to anything very complex.
Yeah, and then once we're talking about the shift button, there is also, let's find something. Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
So there is also effects. So when you hold shift on this knob, you can have a bit of a delay to the left.
Wow.
Yeah, or like have the delay take over.
Yeah.
And then to the right, there is a sort of like a chorus effect, so it makes it like really wider.
Wow, but this is not like an audio buffer delay. There's just one layer of sound, but delaying within that layer.
Yeah. So you have like it's like a monophonic sample, so it always plays like one sample at a time.
Yeah.
And then there is like the stereo delay line, and you either like modulate it to get this chorus and further like a bit of distorted flanger.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
Right?
Yeah.
So it really transforms it. And if you go full way, it's like,
Yeah, this is sick.
And with the like delay, it's got more of this
Nice.
like softer vibe. So this is just like one knob. One effects knob. And there is also a filter.
Yeah.
So on this knob, when I hold shift and tweak the knob, you have like low pass and high pass. So again, great for like making transitions.
Can the filter be modulated?
The filter cannot be modulated.
Okay, so it's
No.
hands-on.
Yeah. So this is like a hands-on thing. So you can modulate anything on the main layer of the knob,
Yeah.
but on the shift layer, you just like set it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cool. So now, if we were to connect this to this other companion,
Yeah. So this one is connected straight to the mixer,
yeah.
and this one goes through the wizard.
Okay.
So this is the clean sound from the second wave bar.
Yeah.
Got a different set of samples on it, and they are all synchronized.
Yeah.
So each of them has sync input, sync output, and they also have like audio input and audio output. So
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't need the mixer. It's just like easier to do for like super booth.
Yeah. I can connect my stuff from here.
Yeah. So now let's see what the wizard does. I have no idea what it's gonna be doing. Is it doing anything? Oh, wait.
It's not muted, right?
Oh no, this one is going direct, so it's
Okay.
it's actually affecting this one.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
you know what? This one would be easier to hear if I.
Yeah.
This one is already too crazy, so. So, this is the clean sound,
Yeah.
and there is already a lot happening
Yeah.
when you like. It's like wow, a lot of like glitchy effects.
Yeah.
So clean. And again, this is like, you can use it like in a simple way, just to like have a simple delay or a
Yeah.
distortion,
Yeah.
and just use that. But like, I think its superpower lies that like you make this like effects that are like sequenced and changing, and you get these like glitchy things.
Yeah.
And you can discover something you would never come up with
Yeah.
like otherwise. Yeah, this one's fun. So I can,
So we got a fairly simple patch here.
yeah, I can unpatch it, so you can start from fresh.
Yeah.
So here I have like different effects, and with the FX mode, I can like cycle through them, and they have different colors. This is some pitch shifter effect. This is some also pitch shifting thing. Another like slightly different shifter. This is simple delay. But like, you know, the delay can also speed it up.
Yeah.
And have it like very like computery.
Yeah. Mosquito.
And what's this? This is sort of like a chorus thing. This is a freezer. I like that one a lot.
Oh wow.
You can also make it like build up over time.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. This is sort of like a crazy auto panner. So you can hear like auto panning, but it can go like way up in the audio rate.
Sick.
Yeah.
And is it the same thing here? You can modulate the
Yeah.
main layer.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a bit of sun, so I'm gonna keep. I hope you can see a bit
Yeah, I
of
can
color.
still see it.
Yeah. So I can take the CV or LFO and modulate which effect I'm on,
Yeah.
and now it's changing, and it's already like, you know, it's doing its thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're modulating the effects mode.
Yeah, the effects
Just
mode.
shifting between the different effects.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I can take a LFO. Let's sync and modulate the time parameter of the effect. So it becomes kind of wobbly.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is also like an envelope follower that follows the input, and I can use it to like maybe trigger the effect. So some of them react to triggers. Let's maybe unplug the FX mode and maybe find the freezer. Where is the freezer? It's the blue one.
Oh,
right?
I love it.
So
It's so nice.
yeah, this is one of my favorite patches. So what it does, it takes like an envelope follower, so it follows the input, and when there is a
the
peak,
amplitude.
it triggers it, so it
Yeah.
samples like new like freeze buffer.
Yeah.
So let's slow down the time knob.
So does it actually realize when the peak has
Yeah.
just occurred,
So when-
regardless of volume?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So it detects the peak, and it like takes new like freeze buffer. And yeah, now I'm modulating it with the LFO, the time knob. So it can go up the audio rate, which is nice.
So if there would be like an ambient sound,
Yeah.
which is more flat,
Yeah.
would it kind of freak out and find peaks all over?
I don't think so. I think it kind of needs that more of a hard transient thing.
Yeah.
Let's modulate it slightly differently now. So it kind of, you can also use it to create like a new voice in a way.
Yeah.
And that's like the freeze buffer from this. So it takes bits of audio and like sort of like makes this like wavetable synth almost on top. It's like very crude wavetable, but
it's fun.
yeah. And then
This is stuff, I mean, this landscape of sounds is something, when I used to perform with the Octatrack, this is something that I do a lot, like manually.
Yeah.
This type of like very short little delays and play with those. I love it.
yeah, I mean, like this is like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Like if I played also a show with these already, and this was like, I was mostly like, you know, using the freezer to create another voice.
Yeah.
And then in a similar way, you can also use the auto penner. Let's make it. So this is sort of like a ring mode in stereo.
Yeah.
So
Oh, nice.
right. I like this one too. Let's maybe make it faster. So so this one is synchronized to the Wavebar, and I can like change the tempo, but it's changing the divider. So now the wizard is like modulating faster on a faster division.
And what cable do you use to sync them?
So it's this one over here.
So there is a dedicated like CV.
Yeah, so you have a sync in, sync out, audio in, audio out, and USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now they're synced through the cables here.
Yeah.
But you could also like, I don't know, either take like the sync out and plug it in here.
Yeah.
This would do the same job. I wouldn't need this cable. It's all very modular. So as long as the grounds are connected, so if you connect it with this cable, it will already connect the grounds, or if they're going to the same mixer, that's gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love this stuff. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. And let's modulate the effects again.
Yeah. And this, does this also have some sort of configuration app?
No.
Or is it specific to this one?
It's specific to this one.
Yeah.
So this one is like, it's kind of done. We have 9 effects, and that's what you have. And for this one, you have the app where you can put your own samples in.
Yeah.
You can edit the rhythms, and you can also edit scales. I forgot about like the pitch quantizer.
Cool.
So let's maybe listen to the clean signal. Let's find something more melodic here.
And how much power do they draw? Not much.
Not much. I mean, on the batteries, it can do like over 10 hours easily.
Yeah.
I think more.
Yeah.
Maybe even 20. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they can even run when the batteries are like kind of drained.
Yeah.
And it's also fun to try that. But yeah, no, they can run for like very long.
Nice.
So let's do something melodic here.
Pitch quantizer coming up.
This is maybe good source for pitch stuff, so let's modulate the pitch. So I have a like CV jumper going to the note input.
Yeah.
So if you want to play notes, you go there. If you don't, you go to the free input. So you can hear it's, you know, microtonal or out of tune. Same thing. So yeah. So I'm going to the note input. There is a pitch quantizer.
Yeah.
And now there is like, when I hold bank and turn this knob, it can select different scales.
Yeah.
So I think there is minor scales here. Let's have it modulate a bit more. And there is major scales, I believe, here. And I can also change the root note with bank and the sample mode knob. So this is changing like chromatically the root note, and there is fine tune also.
Yeah. Like one thing when I tried the Kastle the first time, the first Kastle, I struggled to understand what was an input and what was an output.
Yeah.
So how have you solved that here?
Yeah, so like the outputs have the white outline around them. So everything that is white, this is output. So these are your sources.
Yeah.
You have the LFO, you have envelope, you have CV and gate.
Yeah.
And then everything else are like inputs that you can modulate.
Yeah. So the pattern side there is actually for modulating, selecting
So this is like inputs for like the pattern generator.
Yeah.
And this is like a way how you can also, with patching, like have the patterns evolve over time.
Yeah.
So right now it's like a static pattern.
Yeah.
And let's say if I would want to alternate the gate signal, the rhythm, I can connect the G input on the pattern section and I don't know, feed CV into it. So now it would be kind of like semi-randomly alternating the pattern.
Yeah. So G is gate and R is
reset for both gate and CV. So you can, I don't know, use the LFO to reset both.
Yeah.
That's also fun, especially with the synced LFO. So you can kind of shorten the pattern like this, right? To like one step.
Yeah. And then C is?
And C is the CV input jack. So that's for the like melody right now. And
so the CV for the sequencer.
Yeah. So the way it works is like when it's unconnected, it's stable. It doesn't change. And I also have this like plus minus patch points. So if the voltage is high, it's gonna keep generating new sequences randomly.
Yeah.
And it's only changing the current step of the sequence. So I can only just like plug it for a little bit. If I wouldn't like a certain note, I can just like plug it in shortly and it would just randomize that bit.
Yeah.
And if you connect to minus, it's gonna sort of like invert the sequence.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah.
In terms of pitch or in terms of?
Yeah. In terms of pitch, it's gonna like like if you would be going da 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 da, it kind of like does that.
Yeah.
And but also if you would be like kind of disconnecting it, it would only invert that part. So like doing it like this would also like generate a new sequence in a way, but like not randomly, but sort of like more algorithmically. And if you would, and you can also like plug in a CV. So now like the high notes will always randomize.
Yeah.
And the low notes will invert, and the sort of like medium notes, they would stay the same.
Yeah.
And
is it Eurorack compliant, or is it a different standard?
so it's compatible.
Yeah.
It only doesn't do negative voltage.
Okay.
So it runs from 0 to 5 volts or whatever your batteries are.
Yeah.
It's a bit less than 5 volts, but if you connect USB, it's 5 volts.
Yeah.
And yeah, so these sync jacks, they are Eurorack compatible, and we actually use stereo jacks here. And here in the patch bay, you can access like either the left
Yeah.
or the right channel on the input jack, and left and a right channel on the output jack.
So if you were to feed it like wide stuff, like totally different stuff on left and right, you can.
Yeah, exactly. So you have basically like 4 channels, like in or out, that you can like connect to your modular. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, let's make it funky with an envelope.
Yeah. I love it. So these were just announced. The
Waveboard.
The Waveboard.
Yeah.
And they're available through your website direct, or do you have like retailers?
So we have retailers. We have our own website, Bastl-instruments.com. That's where you find them. We have our own shop. We have distributors, and we managed to make them cheap. So they're 160 euros without tax.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. And the new enclosure, that is super nice.
Yeah, so look at that.
I think you stepped up the game. When you made this, you're like, all right, let's make some nice enclosures now.
There's a cat and dog.
Oh, nice.
And for Czech people, there is a lot of lore when you see cat and dog. It's like one of the common fairy tales of cat and dog. And yeah, it comes with the patch cables also.
Yeah.
Some stickers. Yeah.
And also the possibility to try the different firmwares.
Exactly. So if you buy the Waveboard, and then you can try the Wizard and vice versa. And you know, there will be updates and new stuff coming.
Yeah.
So it's not end of the line.
No.
But already I think we have something like really inspiring.
Yeah.
And like I think it's great for people who just wanna try the modular experience.
Yeah.
And like discover things. But it's been like so much fun. Like honestly, I didn't expect it. Like that it would be so much fun.
I mean, sometimes specifications, if you're a kind of a specification wizard, it's like, oh, this got so many features, and then you realize it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
And when you see something like this, you're like, it doesn't seem to have that many features, but it's super fun.
Exactly.
And it does have many features.
Yeah. Maybe if you see it on paper, as you say, it might like, oh, what am I gonna do with this? It's a sampler, but like where are my like drum pads?
Yeah.
Like they're not, you know. So I think it's more about like a rewiring maybe of also what like a sampler player might be.
Yeah.
But also like we think this is like a fun format.
Yeah.
So we'll be working with this a little bit more. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm really happy you went out on this little journey with the Kastle series, and I think you've come a long way. The first Kastle, I tried it out, and I couldn't figure out how to groove with it.
Yeah.
But this, I groove instantly with this.
Yeah.
I think you did such a good job in making this fun, accessible, and finding just the sweet spot of what makes sense and how do we explore?
Yeah.
It's super fun.
Yeah, there's like so much to explore on this. We only scratched the surface here. So yeah, it's a lot of exploration, and I was myself surprised like how good some of the stuff was.
Yeah.
We also like spent quite a lot of time on making the factory sample bank.
Yeah. Are these the factory samples?
Yeah, these were the factory, and this is like sort of like an Easter egg sample
Yeah,
bank.
yeah.
If you are a person who loves Easter eggs,
Yeah.
there is quite some Easter eggs you can find in this, and yeah, you can access some new sample banks. So yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations on the launch, and again, if you haven't seen the launch feature film,
Yeah.
check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, this was great way to start the show. Thank you so much. Yeah.